Aloha, everyone. Welcome back. It is Gabe from the Search for Tiki. It's been about 5 months since our last broadcast from 13 Nights of Tiki Frights, but it's great to be back. I'm super excited because when I fell down the Tiki rabbit hole, as so many people do, there were a few artists that really got me hooked on it, particularly collecting mugs, and we're actually getting to talk to them tonight for Blood Cry of the Gargantuas, which is an art exhibit that Ken Ruzic, Doug Horne, Tom, BigToe, Laura do each year with a guest artist, and this year is James Owens. And so without further ado, let's see if we can get some in here. Let's start with Kenny. How's it going, Kenny?
Hi, what's up?
Aloha.
Yeah, aloha.
Thanks for joining us tonight.
Yeah, where's everyone else?
It's just us tonight. It's just us.
Yes.
No, we got BigToe in the house.
Oh,
Hey, we got Doug Horne in the house. And last but not least, who's looking very enthusiastic, James Owen.
Wake up. We're here. Okay, cool.
We're here. We're live. Guys, it's good to have you here once again. I've talked to 3 of the 4 of you, but James Owens, this is my first time, so welcome.
Aloha.
Aloha. And we're here to discuss the Blood Cry of the Gargantuas. I don't know if I'm saying that.
Yeah, we should all do one later, like and have all the crowd participate, you know.
To end with the blood cry, the actual blood
all
cry.
All the 3 people watching.
All 3. You might be a little optimistic. I think.
Love you guys, man. All 3
two people watching.
Yeah.
Well,
actually, we got 5 likes already. Wow.
There you go.
That's one for each of us.
I don't know as if I can moderate this. I think you guys are beyond moderation. So for those tuning in, it's just going to be a swift descent into depravity with this motley lot of folks.
That's what it says on my business card.
Swift descent into depravity.
That's right.
Yeah.
Excellent.
So aren't you going to have some hard-hitting questions?
Those come later. We got to give you some time to have the cocktails. Loosen up.
I was probably some gossip in there somewhere, so I don't know.
Yeah, let's throw some gossip in there. What's this whole thing about swingers and tiki shit? Did you guys hear about that with the tiki events? And there's all these swingers going on and stuff like that. What's the deal with that?
Something to do with pineapples outside the room?
Yeah, exactly. Upside. Is it real or is it not? And if not, how come none of us fucking found out about it? Oh, sorry for the language.
We're off to a great start here with Kenny Ruzic. Well, Kenny, maybe it's time to look in the mirror and, come to terms.
Well, yeah, I can realize why I haven't been introduced into this subculture, but I would at least heard about it, you know? How about you guys? You guys heard it?
The last 2 years, it's come up at Tiki Oasis, and there was a seminar called Tiki After Dark. I didn't go to it, but I heard they talked about it, so...
Yeah, sure, Doug.
It's the last year at Oasis. It was new to me, so I don't know.
I think you know an awful lot about it for someone who didn't see it.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah. Well, any anonymous sources who want to scoop us, please, go for it. Just because we're more curious.
Put your keys in a jar.
Yeah. I know James is probably the kingpin of the freaking swingers. He's got that look with that hat. That's a swinger hat right there. You can tell.
I got a pineapple outside my door right now.
He's got swinger written all over him.
He does. Look at that. Look at that.
One does what one can.
So, Gabe, do you want us to talk about like how this whole Gargantua stuff started? You want us to start with that?
Honestly, no, I don't. Okay. I just, I thought we were going to talk about the whole swinger thing for the rest of the night. did I miss the? We got to start this over. Reset expectations.
Somebody just wrote in the chat when there's a lot of pineapples, some of them are bound to turn upside down. Yeah, true. See, that's why we're wondering if this is like actually like an urban myth or if it's real. Just curious.
I got this. So right over here. kicking off Blood Cry of the Gargantuas. This is so. First of all, tell us what Blood Cry of the Gargantuas is.
It's basically a show where Tom, Doug, and I invite a guest artist, and we pick themes that are basically outside of our tiki genre. I mean,
initially you and Tom started it, like the first couple of years, right?
Yeah, in 2013. Yeah, we both had a show because we wanted to get out of our comfort zones.
Yeah.
And then since we had been
that was called Clash of the Titans.
Yeah.
It was just Ken and I.
The very first one.
Yep.
Yeah.
2012, I believe.
Yeah, and then Doug paid us a small fee, and we invited him to be part of the solid trio.
He showed up with his pineapple.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
So Doug was accepted?
Yeah.
He didn't like force his way in?
No. In fact, the first time I met Doug and Catalina, I was scared of him because he was so big. He's so giant.
They took one look at his pineapple and said, "Come on in."
Yeah, because he was so dirty. That's an in-joke.
I have one photo of myself with Doug. I think just one that David Ye took, and I look like a hobbit.
A child.
Oh, you're
It's a photo of you and Doug's hand.
I feel like the next time I get a photo with you, Doug, I got to be like Tom Cruise and bring like a banana crate and just.
It was like bring your son to tiki events. So yeah, that was what, 10, 11 years ago? 10 years ago?
That was 2013, so it was exactly 10 years ago.
See, I thought, okay, so next year's our 11-year anniversary. Okay, so.
Well, we took a year off, so we're calling next year our 10-year anniversary.
Yeah.
Yeah,
COVID
lockdown messed us up.
Yeah.
I got the, so I believe this is the first poster. This goes
way back. See, we even had a foreshadowing of Doug in the background. If you look in the background, there's young Doug. There's 10 years young Doug.
He's a ladies' man.
Yeah.
He's in with the chicks with his lungs.
That was with my harem.
You're like a pimp.
He's like, I'm about to crack Ken in the head with a double skull.
I know.
Bolo. The bolo.
Ken doesn't.
Well, they were originally made to get us out of our tiki rut, kind of, so to speak, to show that we were also not only tiki artists, but we were also fine artists. And so we did that. And then, because what we do is the equivalent of fine art. Us four, I think what we do is the equivalent of fine art. It just happens that we approach tiki and other subjects, with that aesthetic. And so, it was a fun fucking show.
Are you always kind of like with the lowbrow art, right? So lowbrow sometimes gets a bad rap, but everybody that does lowbrow art, like, is feeding into that, right? The depravity. Do you guys ever get like annoyed by people's interpretation of some of the art you guys do, or you just
more disappointed, I would say. But yeah,
I like it. I like it when people interpret the art in a way that might be different than what I intended. That's part of the art of it, I think, it can be different to everybody.
Yeah, how it communicates to people. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's true. Wow, we're getting deep.
We're getting deep.
Oh, man.
Well, so before we get too deep, here's another one. War of the Gargantuas.
Oh, yeah, that one's great. That one's with BigToe with the hangnail of horror.
This looks like Kenny's work to me.
Yeah, that shows when I died.
Yeah, BigToe's demise, the unforeseen.
In a ball of flames.
Yeah, we put our little gallery. The guy who was Bax Baxter, if you guys know him, he was the one who curated the show, so we have him in the background as a villain. Yeah, Deadly Doug Horne. Poor Doug gets run over. Yeah, I'm just putting a skid mark on his face.
I'm sensing a theme with these posters.
Bax Baxter. Bax Baxter is, I can't say his name. Bax Baxter is now the curator of the Las Vegas Punk Rock Museum.
Yes. Wow. We got to actually see him when we were doing that mural at Frankie's. That was pretty fun. Come on, you guys. Cheers. Come on, everyone in the audience. Cheers.
Cheers. So I actually, because I was pretty nervous about this because it's, I mean, you guys, I don't think anybody would fault me for being nervous trying to moderate you guys. So I skipped the mug. I thought about, some shameless self-promotion using my Bad Kitty mug that Doug did. Then I thought about, my mugshot mug that Tom Lore did. But I ended up saying, you know what? This night I need more. So I went with the legendary.
Wow. All to yourself?
All to myself, baby.
Wow.
We see where this is gonna go.
So there
especially with Kenny's encouragement.
Yeah. And this was with the Tama Kitty, right? So if
yeah.
She was so much cooler than James. No, just be honest.
And nicer to look at. Yes, I know.
Throwing down.
Well, I mean, at least she put TVs in their piece. James just put robots in this piece.
Well, now is Tin Man a robot?
Yeah, but she used sawtooth hangers. That's not cool.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah, sawtooth Susie. Yeah.
James
would
never do that.
Yeah,
Never.
James is too much for a consummate professional.
Yeah.
I would never go for low-hanging fruit or pander.
Oh yeah, except for the Star Wars piece.
That's right. That's right.
That's my business.
Which are awesome. You know what though? I mean,
pandering. Tom, pandering is your business.
Exactly. Yeah, James is
name.
Well, he's one of the few Gargantuas that actually really, really brought it this time. I mean, geez. I mean, most of the time, everyone kind of goes for it, but still kind of falls back into, whatever they want. But, this is a chance for us to kind of show what we can do outside of that. And James just went for it, and he was the first one done.
That
was incredible.
Kenny. I came out of advertising, and I've done like every kind of technique and style you could possibly think of. I've settled in on oil painting just because I love it so much, but I've done everything. The ad business forces you to.
Well, that's the fun of this show, though, is that you can apply any style or any aesthetic to it. You know what I mean? There's no real rules, but once in a while we'll still go back and cater to the whole Tiki audience because that's our main. That's our main.
Right.
What would you call it? A patron and fan base and stuff. But
clientele. Yes.
Yeah, but just be able to crawl outside of that is awesome too, So I mean, it's kind of fun, And man, you just you helped us. You helped our reputation, with this show.
Well, I am honored. Actually, not to be too serious all of a sudden, but I'm really honored that you guys invited me. Doug and Tom, I've known for a long time. Kenny, it's been great getting to know you doing this show, and I'm thrilled to be a part of it. I really am.
Well, thank you for the payoff and stuff. All that cash, really helps our decision.
Yeah, there's more where that came from.
And next year we're going to have a show where we invite all of our old artists from all the old Gargantua shows to participate.
I think that's an awesome idea.
It's going to be really, really fun.
How many is that? I don't know.
I don't know, but the head hole is going to be freaking crazy. Well,
are you saying every artist is going to do a separate piece for all 7 categories, or they're each going to submit one?
No. We started with 12 categories, and Tom got lazy and knocked it down to like 8 or 7 or whatever. But now we're probably going to have like maybe 3 categories, I think. But we actually at this show, Tom put out a little list for to ask for suggestions from some of our audience.
Yeah. Yeah, and of course went completely off the rails.
Did you see Doug and I? Did you recognize our handwriting on it?
Yeah, yours was dick pics. Doug, I think, had to do with titties.
Yeah, exactly.
And swinging.
Yes, we should do that as a category.
Was that on the list?
No,
it is now.
It's gonna be now.
Yeah, write it down.
Well,
I'm writing that down.
Tom's daughter put kitty cats. What was it?
Oh, that's yeah. Show me your.
I thought that was a good one.
Scarlett, show me your kitties.
Show me your kitties.
Yeah, Doug, what's up? You didn't pander this time and do a cat piece for the show.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, what's up with that?
His first effing piece was a kitty.
Which one?
2 kitties. The Fighting Panthers.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Well, those aren't really cats. Those are more.
I don't know if I'd be like kitty, kitty, kitty.
Yeah.
Those aren't kitties.
Yeah. Doug can't do
Well,
7
okay. So
kitty.
let's start. You know, before we get too off the rails, let's talk about some of the pieces, right? So there's 7 categories in this event show. Obviously, we're talking about Doug's cat piece, so that is category, I think, 1, Masters of Destruction, right?
Yep.
So let's show it.
Wow.
There you go. You got not one,
bravo.
but 2 cats.
The title on that is Jungle Melee.
What is the media?
One of your better titles, Doug.
Yeah, you say anything when you say it, Ken, it always sounds stupid. So
This is a cat girl.
James elevates you, and Ken just brings everybody down.
yeah, exactly.
Which evens everything out just perfectly. Yeah.
Oh, come on, it's a Gargantuas thing. Come on, you guys, blood cry.
So it's
Come on.
kind of a mixed media thing. It's a little watercolor, marker, color pencil.
Real human blood.
Yeah, a little blood. Yeah. Kitty cat blood.
That's amazing. This just marker and pencil?
Yeah, background's a little watercolor.
Oh, sweet. Nice.
So yeah, I love the 1940s, 1950s Panther. You know, the Deco Panther period with the lamps and the artwork and stuff. So kind of.
I love how Frazetta it is with the, with the background stuff getting really light and the fanciful background color. It's phenomenal.
Yeah. Thank you. It
Yeah,
was fun. When I started doing the jungle part, I was like, oh my God, this is going to take forever.
That was my first thought when I looked at it. I was like, oh my God, all that foliage. Like, did you hate yourself by the end of this?
Yeah. I got halfway through. I was like, this is insane. So, yeah.
It's a perfect perfect frame. And it looks like a cover of bias almost, with that blending that he do,
Yeah.
I don't know what he just said. That's
Cover bias, the guy who did the tiki map in the Book of Tikis. When you open it up, cover of bias.
Cool.
Oh, amazing. Yeah.
Cool.
Learn some fucking art history, fucking Tom. What the hell?
Uncle Fran and Ollie, what?
Uncle Fran and Ollie.
Did you make Cocoa Puffs? Pose for that, Doug?
Yes.
Cover bias. That's
Force your cat to pose while you took pictures.
Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
Okay, moving on.
As someone that loves cats, Doug, I just want you to know you can do every submission as a cat, and that is perfectly okay with me.
Thank you.
He's moving that way.
Screw the rest of these guys.
Like the old
This
cat
show
lady,
is-
only the old cat artist.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Blood
More
cries
luck
and
to you,
cats.
pander.
Well, cat.
That's what I should have put under my name over here.
I'm not pandering
Jimmy
to
the
dog.
Panderer.
So yeah, there's the whole group.
Yeah,
So when people
Master
come into this show, there are 7 categories. They come in, and each category is displayed separately on a different wall, and you each did one piece, and then they're all kind of like hung together, right? So the theme of this one's Masters of Destruction. How do you guys choose what themes that you settle on each year?
We vote on them.
Actually, we had more than the 7, didn't we? And we chose the best ones.
Yeah,
we
yeah,
came
that's
up with a bunch.
Usually what we do is we'll each come in with like 12 themes and we'll put them all and we'll write them all down. So we'll have something like 30 themes, good themes that I come up with. And then, the shitty ones from these guys. And we vote. And if a theme gets like 3 votes, then it has a pretty good chance of getting in. And I think we had a couple rounds of narrowing down and got down to this one. So, there's some themes that fall by the wayside that one of us may feel super strongly about. But it's fairly, democratic in that we have what everybody likes the most. And then the fun part is so we pick the 6 themes by vote. And then the last theme, we put names in a hat, and then whoever wins gets to pick the last theme.
Yep.
So
And I picked it, and I had a bunch of other shows. So poor Doug was crying and moaning about not getting the poor little wild card. So I gave it to him. And it was
Leave him alone.
great.
Doug's a sensitive man. Leave him alone.
Oh, God.
Well, every year it was Ken or Tom getting picked for the wild card. And I'm like, okay.
It's not like we don't rig it every year.
No, but we do use Dominion machines when we're tabulating the votes.
Ken was nice enough
with no internet connection, though.
Yeah, exactly.
Ken was nice enough to give me his wild card, so I appreciate it.
Mine was I thought anatomy was horrible. I thought anatomy, but then when you suggested Cabinet of Dr. Caligari, I got all into like Weimar Republic and German expressionism, and I was like, yeah, let's let Doug do it. And so I was just drinking one night, and I wrote to Doug and gave him the wild card.
Let's look at some more art.
As a pity move.
Let's look at some more art. So
Did we lose Gabe there for a second? I didn't even notice he was gone.
Yeah, I disappeared.
We did.
Honestly, sometimes you guys get talking and it just puts me to sleep. So rather than,
that is why you have us on, my friend.
I just took myself out, Let's look at
Well, I just had a personal comment that said Ken is the condescending real life Peter Tork of the group.
Yeah.
Wow.
This one.
That was a deep take.
Who wrote that? I'm gonna freaking dox that guy.
I don't want to tell him. I don't want you to punch him out.
Oh man.
I'm calling you Peter Tork.
That's the worst.
Come on.
Right,
we need more harassment. Come on, you guys. What the heck?
Everybody hated Peter Tork.
Yeah.
Since Tom is
I'm
throwing
definitely the
punches,
Davy
it's
Jones of the
full
group.
fists.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah, probably. I think it was more like Kiss, and like James is like Peter Criss, and Doug is more like Paul Stanley, and BigToe is more like Gene Simmons.
They weren't in the Monkees.
Yeah.
What?
Peter Criss and Gene Simmons were not in the Monkees, you idiot.
Pretty sure. They might have auditioned for it, but
That generation's gonna remember the freaking Monkees, old man. Come on, the Monkees.
whoever made that comment about you being Peter Tork.
That guy. That guy's probably like 70 years old. Get out of here, man. We don't need no fucking boomers. Jeez.
Guys, we are 23 minutes into this and we've shown one piece.
Yeah, I know.
We're here all night, right? We're here all night, right?
Let's see another piece.
Yeah, the gallery's getting pissed.
Yeah.
Since Tom was throwing some punches, we want to encourage that. So we're going to give him the stage. Let's look at Commodore Creech.
Oh, Commodore Creech. Now, I apologize. The photo on the wall is actually much better than this photo. This photo is in my studio, and I'm noticing now that the light is a little warmer. But, I just I'm fascinated with the creature of the Black Lagoon. It's, a lot of us are. And, I've reimagined him a few times in different iterations. Like I did a sexy nude Lolita of the Black Lagoon, because there had to be a female creature at some point, right? And I've done like a creature as a tribal leader, imagining him as if he would have been adopted by a headhunter tribe of Papua New Guinea. And so, it's this badass lagoon warrior. And this one is, I feel like if they just could have, if he just could have been a little more chill at the start, I think maybe he could have been the leader of some expeditionary force. So this is Commodore Creech.
Nice.
How could he organize anything? Because he didn't talk, though.
What's that? How do you know?
The
He
creature
didn't speak English, but he may have spoke. Maybe
That's
that
what he-
means something to lady creatures.
I think Doug passed out.
Yeah,
He didn't have the common decency to take his camera.
Anyway,
off.
I've done a few.
He's fucking prostrate because he's so old, so he probably had to go leave to go pee.
I've done here's a deep cut. I've done a few of these military reset kind of I don't know what to call it. Portraits. Thank you. This one is more or less based on King Kamehameha II, David Kamehameha. So this is actually, for those of you who are interested, this is a Hawaiian regal uniform. I've done, American, like there's a collector called Long Gone John who I painted a portrait of him as an American admiral, and I painted the Piz, rest in peace, one of my mentors, as a Prussian general, and so I've had a good time. Oh, and I painted myself as Lord Admiral Nelson for one of the Gargantuas shows, but yeah. So because we did self-portraits. So these are super fun. I had a really good time doing that expressionistic background. So
that background is so lush.
Thanks. But yeah, Master of Destruction. He would fucking take out Doug's cats in a second.
Yeah, and his rallying cry would be
such hatred for the cat.
No, I'm just trying to think
I
of
think it's really for Doug.
Yeah.
Hey
Doug, how's your prostate? How's your prostate?
We
prostrate.
Prostrate. Does that mean he was lying down?
Prostrate.
He was lying down. But honestly, let me just say briefly, we give Doug a hard time because he's the sweetest man and also the most talented.
Exactly. Yeah.
True.
Not like evil James Owens.
I'll never recover from that mural. That mural in Vegas that we did. I'm still hurting from that.
Oh, shush. That was fun.
I'm kidding.
You guys were in the shade. I was out in the sun. I had at my mug signing, I had half my face.
Look at that. You're not looking too happy.
Look at that.
That's going to be
a girl centerfold. What is this?
Yeah, that's December of Doug's calendar. His
It
calendar.
looks like a loser called Saul.
That looks like
Doug Horne
January to me. I don't know.
There's no Photoshop on that leg either.
I like how he's wearing those
that
new
your leg? I thought that was
Wayne
something else.
Yeah, he likes to stay hip while he's painting and stuff.
Yeah. What is he?
This mural, you guys just did this a few months ago at Frankie's.
Yeah, we did this in December. Moss, the owner of Frankie's, wanted Ken to come out for the anniversary mug design that he did, the release, and to sign mugs. And Ken's not going to drive to Las Vegas, so he's like, "Well, figure out a way to get Toe to drive me out there."
Exactly.
So Moss came up with the idea of having us do a mural.
Yeah. Plus, I got him a painting wig, so that was a good little incentive,
And we talked Doug into doing it.
Yeah.
And we got your piece here on the side, and then
That's groovy.
Ken, you did the arch, right, on the outside.
The arch, yeah. There's little subliminal hidden in there too. Little dirty subliminal.
Is that a tiki penis?
I know. Look at Tom. Tom's not being subliminal at all. Give him a knee, Tom.
And those are Crazy Al tikis that I don't know if everybody knows this, but those are create those dirty, filthy tikis are from Crazy Al Evans,
and they're beautiful.
They're beautiful tikis. They're filthy,
absolutely amazing. And he didn't walk in, right? You guys are all over Frankie's Tiki Room.
Yep.
Like every square inch is somehow molested by Tom or Doug.
Yep. Fondled. I like to say fondled.
Fondled? Okay.
Gently fondled.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know.
What the hell? What's going on?
What's wrong with Doug? Why are you barking, Doug?
Yeah, what's going on? What is that?
Doug
The barking was in my house, but the
Oh.
cussing was in somebody else's
That was
house.
it.
No, I'm pretty sure that was Doug.
Yeah.
That was Doug's prostate.
Oh, God.
Barking?
All right, James,
Yeah.
you're up. Batter up. Let's talk about it.
Well, obviously, this is Masters of Destruction, and I always love, the 40s is my thing, and I really wanted to do a play on the old war bond posters from World War II. And I did something for this show. I overlaid another category, whereas I've had in my mind to do robots for a long time, and I've never had the opportunity to do them because I've been working on other stuff. So I thought this was the perfect opportunity, and I wanted to put some form of robot in every piece, or cyborg or artificial human of some sort. And so who is the ultimate master of destruction but the Terminator? So I had to incorporate the Terminator with an old war bond poster, and then all of the frames are handmade because I wanted them to look like metal for the robot theme.
And you did your own
Class
frames
act.
too?
I made my own frames, yes. Yep. Thank you, Kenny.
Dang. Yeah.
Where's the punchline? I'm waiting.
No, yeah.
Where's the
great.
insult? I'm waiting.
What was awesome is that during our show, you had a great presentation because everyone knew a James Owens piece because we did one up above, then one below, then one up above, then one up below, and we were hanging it. And it just made such a great presentation. It tied it all together, and that was awesome.
Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. How's your prostate?
My prostrate is upright right now.
There's
So
only
everything is
one
fine.
R.
I know, exactly. Let's
All
have
right,
some
Kenny.
fun. Come on, you old man. Come on.
What the hell's that?
That's not even the whole piece. Tell the whole piece, man.
I thought this was a tiki show. What is this?
Oh, shut up, Mr. Terminator. Mr.
I like
Freaking
the butt cleavage is my favorite part.
This is my favorite.
I like that. Yeah.
Yeah,
This
the butt
piece,
cleavage.
this piece is for Masters of Destruction, and I thought I'd try and find a way to grab the contemporary chaos. I didn't want to make it political. I just wanted to record the chaos. And I titled it "The Sermon of Saint Surveillance." Why don't you show the whole thing instead of there you go. Yeah, there's the whole thing.
My favorite part is they're shooting up the baby down in the left corner.
Oh, vaccinating the baby. I know. And you require a photo ID. I like that too. I thought that was kind of funny. Yeah, this is just a funny little piece about, I've been doing a Saint Surveillance series, just like kind of under the weather, or underground, kind of just here and there for probably about 15 years. Just because I like to record, as an artist, our societal ways of being steered towards things and being controlled and being watched. I just want to kind of, put out little things like that. So this is kind of definitely not tiki, but I wanted to make it a way where it wasn't really political. It was more just a recording of contemporary chaos. So I threw it in there, and a lot of people had a lot of great conversations with people about it. It was fun.
It's got a really
I love the
interesting-
thought that went into that piece.
Yeah,
When I first saw it, I thought of Robert Williams, because Robert Williams always has such interesting thoughts behind the imagery that he creates, and that's what I thought when I saw that piece.
Yeah, like kind of like a social commentary, but leaving it open enough where people can engage in conversation about it and not get labeled one side or the other. I just wanted to kind of, an observation of society. And that's what we're supposed to do as artists. We're supposed to be ambassadors of our culture and sometimes record that. So just
Correct
like
me
our
if I'm wrong,
shows,
but that's one of the tent poles of the Gargantuas, right? And why you guys
exactly.
ultimately formed it is to kind of push yourselves into doing different styles of art and different things that you wouldn't necessarily do otherwise.
Yeah, to be able to show ourselves as something more than just tiki artists, that we're actually artists, that we actually have a process, that we actually, we all have our way of
Wait. That you're actually, are you saying tiki art isn't art, Kenny?
No. But sometimes, there's different approaches to tiki. You can do a very one-dimensional approach, tiki tiki bar in the background or an island in the background, or you can give it some thought. You can create a whole world with it, and that I think is a fine art part about it. That a lot of us artists in the scene, are considering. We're like, we're making it a world and then populating it, kind of. So
we've got category 2, toys in the attic.
Yeah,
and,
isn't that a great title?
These are some of my favorite pieces that you guys did in this.
I think James came up with that title, or that subject.
Did I? I don't even remember. We went back and forth on so much stuff.
Yeah.
I think that was
it's great because it's a song reference, but then Toys in the Attic also means insane, which is a good double meaning. And then Toys in the Attic also means like, the toys from our youth, the visual ephemera from our youth that inspired us, so that was kind of cool.
This is one of my, let's start with you, James, if this was your category. I think this might be my favorite of yours from the show. I just love the idea of the Rock'em Sock'em getting
that's one of my favorites. I love that one.
Poor guy.
I like many of us, I actually had this toy when I was a kid, and I don't know, there was something about it that was ringing in my ear while I was designing, and I just thought, I need to take him off that plastic pedestal and put him in the real world somehow. Yeah. And I don't know how I came up with it. Who knows where the ideas come from?
Remember that noise when his head would go up? Yeah. Now you have to get app to fucking play Rock'em Sock'em Robots, I bet.
Did you guys set one up at your art show? I feel like there should be a Rock'em Sock'em
Robot. We should have. Yeah.
At the art show.
Well, it probably costs $500 on eBay, though.
Can you take a second and talk about the frames?
I wanted frames that looked like metal, but obviously I didn't want to make them out of metal. They would have been too heavy or too difficult to fabricate. So I made them out of wood and then painted them to look like metal. And I just used a simple router with MDF and shaped them how I wanted, and then experimented with some different kind of paint surfaces to see if I could emulate a metallic look. Didn't want it too clean. I wanted it to look like old metal. So once I found a surface that looked like metal to me, I aged it back.
Nice.
With a time machine?
Yeah, with
a time machine, yes.
Okay.
Exactly.
I want to know why the blue Sock'em? Why not the red?
I like his name, the Blue Bomber. That's he has a name. Yeah, he's the Blue Bomber, and I just for some reason I like that name, and I knew I was going to put his name on the back of the guy's sweater, and so I don't know. A lot of my work does have reds and things in it, but for this one I just wanted to do the blue guy.
What was the red one name?
Yeah, what's his name?
Oh,
Dave.
Man, I can't remember.
Dave.
And you're asking me why I did the blue one.
Kevin the Red.
All right, Ken.
Well, that was a weird lull.
Freaky's Tiki Tree.
Dead air. I love this piece, Kenny.
This one is called the Freaky's Tiki Tree, and it was basically an homage to Freaky cereal made by Ralston Purina, which was a pet food company. So who knows what I was eating? But I used to always get lost in the box and the commercials. We are the Freakies, and this is the Freaky's Tree, stuff like that. So I just make it a little bit of a add a tiki application to it. My original idea for this was to do sea monkeys, like the cartoon ones versus the real ones, but they just got too epic. I started doing studies, and I had like 8 pages of studies, and I'm like, oh, I want to do this as a wood burn, so it'd have to look like a doré or a dur, and it just got too epic, so I just went for the tikis, and it turned out all right. It turned out acceptable.
Groovy.
What are those things?
I like that it's wood burned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Washing some color.
Are those bagels?
Are those bagels? Oh, those are the tiki. You should look at the box. Didn't you ever eat that stuff when you were little?
Oh, it was like Cheerios?
They tasted like
the
King
cereal. Yeah.
Yeah, they're like basically Cheerios that tasted like King Vitamin or Captain Crunch.
Okay.
Do any of you guys
Talk
remember
about the technique a little, Kenny.
Anybody in the chat? You remember?
Okay, are these like the knockoff cereal? Like you couldn't get the Cheerios, so you got like some Kmart brand?
Oh no, these were like a thing. I remember these creatures.
Yeah, Ralston beer, and they had great little.
Kenny, tell us about the wood burning.
It's called pyrography, which is a fancy pants name for wood burning. But yeah, it's just basically on birch wood. And what you do is I have a Coalwood wood burner who was given to me by Jonesy because he didn't want me to burn down my studio with this cheapo wood burner I was using. And you can actually dial it. It's called Coalwood, COLWOOD. And it basically has a dial. So you put it up to 8 and you can basically wood burn as fast as you're sketching. Instead of like, with a regular wood burner, you're just kind of sketching, along. You're just like kind of real slow because you don't want it to do it. But with this one, you can put it to an 8 and it's like a pencil. You can just, and you do that. And then
but does it go to 11?
No, but I want to get one that goes to 11. I think you should try out wood burning. You would be great at it because you're a great draftsman.
Only if it goes to 11.
Well, next time you're at the studio for an art jam or something, I'll bust out the wood burner and you can play with it.
And that's the last time we ever saw Ken or James as they burn the house down.
Yeah, right. They are not to be trusted with electric toys.
Yeah, exactly.
Gargantuas are now a team of 2.
Exactly.
Survive.
Next.
Doug, I think this is my personally I think this is my favorite piece that you did this year.
Yeah, that's the best.
Top. Speaking of electric toys,
exactly.
Fond memories of the creepy crawlers and the hot plate,
and scaring children.
The blisters.
Yeah, and the sadistic scaring of little girls. Look at you, Doug.
Yeah,
awesome.
Terrorizing the girls.
Yeah,
I'm also a fan of The Fly, so I like the mashup. So the box art, I always loved the box art for this toy. It's got all the bugs. If you've ever seen it, and the boy is playing with and then the girl is in the background, looking normal. So it's kind of a play on the box art, but
with that big phallic slug that she's holding.
Yeah, what's that, Doug?
Doug is such
a. I'm glad you picked up.
I didn't even notice.
Oh, everybody picked up on that.
Now I can't unsee that.
Yeah, you need counseling.
Yeah,
this is disturbing right here.
Yeah, what's that?
That's the kid.
That's from The Fly.
Is that alfalfa?
It's called.
Yeah, it looks like alfalfa.
It does look like alfalfa.
Yeah.
Fetish.
So yeah, they call that thing the Thing Maker, which I forgot they called it that, but on the actual
the Thing Maker.
So then eventually,
your stripper name, Doug?
They went to like a
Thing
plastic.
Maker is Doug's stripper name.
A plastic.
Yeah, give her a blisters because when you were a kid and you touched that shit, that was it.
Yeah. I love toys that today that would never get made. Like I saw this commercial once for a cannon that you could actually get a cannon.
like darts. Remember those?
Those lawn darts.
Oh, yeah, lawn darts.
You just fling them up in the air, and who cares where they land? Get out of the way.
Yeah, get out of the way.
That's how you learn.
Yeah,
that'd be a good category for next year. Dangerous toys.
I like those black nunchucks.
Oh yeah,
I like Get Out of the Way.
Was that a game?
No, this is the title for our show. Well, it's about time we should do our blood cry now. You guys ready? Okay, everyone in the audience, get ready. You're gonna do your best blood cry.
That's for the end, not now.
Yeah, I'm not driving.
Yeah, end on the blood cry.
Yeah.
Okay,
next.
Thanks for blowing that.
You know what's kind of interesting is we're transitioning out of Doug's box art into my box art now, theoretically.
Yeah.
So mine is a reimagining of the box art for the Ed Roth Boss Fink monogram model. And I think in the original Boss Fink model, Ed Roth was driving Tweety Pie, if I'm not mistaken. But one of Ed Roth's earlier hot rods. And they just recently, Galpin Motors just recently restored the original Ed Roth shop truck. And so I just absolutely loved that thing when I saw it at, I believe it was the Grand National Roadster Show. So I wanted to turn that into a Rat Finky kind of car. So, I took artistic license with the blower. It didn't have the motor protruding from the hood, but he is kind of chasing Rat Fink, and there is a vulture on his shoulder in the model kit. So
that oversized blower is completely appropriate for Ed Roth.
Yeah,
remember the stickers and the decals he used to make, and
yeah, but exactly. But I did. I also I painted in a few different artists' styles for this show, and for this one, I was channeling one of Ed Roth's most prolific and famous now artists, who you mentioned earlier, James, which is Robert Williams. And so this has the background and the sort of exaggeration of a Robert Williams painting, hopefully.
Yeah, no, it's a riot.
How did Rat Fink kind of become like tiki adjacent?
It's not. It's not. This isn't a tiki painting by any stretch of the imagination.
No. But it is not unusual if you go to a
there's
tiki
a
bar.
surf there's a surf car.
Yeah,
crossover.
They're all sort of mid-century subcultures. So there's a synergy between surf culture and hot rod culture and tiki culture, just because they're the sort of vestiges of mid-century renegade culture.
Yeah,
that's how you and I met, Tom. Is that show you curated when I was painting hot rod art?
Yeah, in 2007 we did Candy, and I curated a show in Newport Beach called Surf Beat, and the idea is that it was sort of beatnik culture, surf culture, lowbrow culture, and man, how many artists? I think there was 80 artists in that show. That was
awesome.
Insane. That was absolutely insane. And nobody punched me in the face. So.
Well, I didn't show up that night, so I would.
Yeah, you would have definitely punched me in the face. We did have Hell's Angels there, which was kind of interesting.
Were they protection, like for the Stones?
No, and the curator, the owner of the gallery, told me to ask them to leave. I was like, "Hey guys, how's it going? You guys having fun?" I just wanted to make sure they were going to be cool, but they were amiable, so it was.
They didn't kill you. You're here tonight.
I didn't have to get beat up. Is basically
unfortunately.
Yeah. I believe Ken and Doug were both in that show.
Were we? Oh, I don't know.
I don't remember that.
You were both in the show, yeah.
It must have been a memorable show.
It was at the Light Gallery.
Oh, shit.
That's right. I remember that.
Yeah, shout out to Steve Bortz.
Old man. Who?
That was who did the Three Kings. Steve Bortz. The guy who did it.
Light Gallery.
Yeah. We did the Three Kings show there. That was almost a precursor to the Titan show.
It was. With that guy that we fired.
Oh, yeah. Who we won't mention.
Who shall remain nameless.
Yeah. All right, let's move along. Come on.
Freeze frame. All right, I got freeze frame. So what is this category about?
Doug? Doug, you want to explain it?
It's
Yeah, come on, Doug.
movies, favorite movies, freeze frame. That's pretty much it.
So it's like a screen capture from a movie.
Screen capture, yeah, from a movie.
Yeah, don't ask Doug anymore. He's got
Inspired by.
explanation.
Doug's been drinking.
And all the excitement just went.
A movie and animation stills that inspired us.
Let's start with you,
Crickets.
Tom.
So
Let's get
I recently rewatched Alice in Wonderland, and I really loved it. And I want to do an epic Alice in Wonderland Tiki Bar piece, but I just, without smashing too much into it, I wanted to kind of treat this as a study. So I mean, who else should be the bartender at a Mad Tea Party at a tiki bar, but the Mad Hatter.
Great idea.
And, so it's got the usual characters. There's a little shout out to the White Rabbit there in the bottom center, and there's 2 hidden Mickeys in this one. They're both pretty easy to find.
So there's one.
Yeah,
Oh, there is.
She's sitting on one. Yeah.
yeah.
Now
And probably on the Night Marchers Bowl, huh?
I
Yep.
was going to ask, is this the Night Marchers Bowl from the last?
No, it's just a bowl.
No, what a panderer.
Yeah. That and
That's what we
actually
should have named this show.
yeah, pander. See, do you see the mug? The mug that Alex is drinking out of? That is the Drink Me coconut from Lost Temple Traders. So talk about pandering.
I can't wait for your epic piece. Can you put that Mad Queen in there? Because there's always like some angry chick at a tiki bar. That's gonna be awesome.
Off with their heads.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, I want to sneak in the Jabberwocky and Tweedledee and Tweedledum and the Griffin and the Mock Turtle, and it's so rich with just bonkers, insane material.
I could see an Alice.
It's structured really weird.
Yeah, for sure.
I could see you doing a piece of Alice when she's in the house and grows, but that's a tiki bar. That would just be so incredible.
Yeah, it is a thatched roof.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. It is. Boom.
So the first person that can send me an email at admin@searchfortiki.com showing me where the second hidden Mickey is on that piece, I'll send you a free set of shot glasses. That
What's your email? Wait a second.
downloaded
What's
on.
your quick?
Admin.
It's on the Night Marchers Bowl.
No,
Where
I'm not
are
giving away my Night Marchers Bowl. You get a shot glass. You don't get the Night Marchers Bowl. But send me an email where the second hidden Mickey is.
I don't think Gabe was paying attention, Ken.
Yeah, I know. I don't either.
What?
Come on,
What else
dude. Be
is
with us. Be in the moment. Come on, man.
He's ignoring us, fellas.
So who's next?
I
Yeah,
learned a
this-
long time ago that when you guys talk, to let it go in one ear and out the other.
Okay.
You're a
It's a
smart man,
survival
Gabe.
technique.
Shot. Okay, we're in the audience. Time for no
You don't
shot.
want that stuff stuck in there rolling around.
Oh
All
no,
right,
not
Doug, let's
this
talk about
crap.
it. Young Frankenstein. Awesome movie.
Ah.
You take the blonde, I'll take the one in the Tybin.
So my favorite scene in Young Frankenstein. Yeah, so that's that. So I like that. Pictures of rows of mugs. You see that a lot on social media with rows and rows of mugs, people's collections, and so I thought that was kind of would make a cool visual.
What
So
if
is
only you had some mugs for reference?
Yeah.
What's that?
If only you had some mugs for reference.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
What
So
is
I
that
picked
mug
some-
right next to Marty's head?
What's that?
What is that mug right next to Marty's head?
That's a
That's
brown
a-
one?
It's a vintage mug. I picked either vintage mugs or some of my mugs. Some of my favorite vintage mugs in there.
Nice.
Yeah, your creature one's there.
Yeah.
I see
Was that a Frankie's anniversary mug?
Yeah, the one on the right. Yeah, yeah.
the creature one, right? And then this,
Yeah, the green one.
Is it called Taboo?
Yeah.
Taboo book,
That you
yeah.
did? And that has a jaguar actually on the back, I
On the
believe.
back?
Yeah, backside.
Yep.
Yeah.
That one's
So-
awesome.
Is that your design, Doug? Did you design that mug, Doug?
Yeah.
So that's an implied kitty.
Implied kitty.
Yeah, there you go.
It's a
Yeah.
subtle cat reference for the
It's not
cat
seen.
connoisseur.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks so
James.
good with that frame because it blends right in with the shelf.
Yeah.
Okay, so this was the last piece that I did. And because all the other ones had robots and stuff, I wanted to do something that kind of wrapped it all up. And I just thought of Obi-Wan saying, these are not the droids you're looking for. And I've been so influenced and so learned so much from the great poster artist Drew Struzan, who did all the Star Wars stuff and Indiana Jones and a million other things in the 80s and 90s, that this is a kind of a mini little tribute to him. I really love his work.
He's the master.
Yeah.
He is really, really
The
terrific.
Brothers Hildebrand. Remember those posters? Those were awesome too. That blue in there. was
Which
just
ones?
The Brothers Hildebrand.
Oh,
guys
yeah,
who-
yeah.
Oh, you know, with the holding up the sword. Yeah, they actually used to work in like 12-hour shifts. Like one would work for 12 hours, and they'd go home and go to sleep, and the other one would come in.
And that's
I
why
actually have a pencil sketch by him that I picked up at a show in Vegas that he was at.
Their
I
lighting
was
is
thrilled to get it
crazy.
because when I was in art school, those guys were, the cat's pajamas,
Oh, that lighting is just so crazy. You know,
Lord of the Rings calendars.
Oh man. And they did the Lord of the the Hobbit, Lord of the Rings, all of that stuff. Yeah.
you know, what are the chances of both of them being so talented though? Shit, that's crazy.
Well, it
Maybe
was-
only one of them was.
Yeah,
The other one was just in the
Around, right?
background and stuff.
Did Greg kill his brother?
I don't
To
know.
hide
Wow.
the fact that he was doing all the work.
Yeah. Wow. Wow. We just unsealed a can of worms.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did. We're gonna get
Yeah.
sued for libel.
Oh, geez.
We're gonna
That's
get
beautiful,
super
Kenny.
reliable?
This one is
Super
called.
live.
Yeah, exactly. Can I talk
What's it
now?
called?
This
No.
one's called-
What are we doing
this,
after this, guys?
this one is titled Appearance. No. Approaching the Bird Tree. And it's basically a freeze frame of a still from a woman named Lotte, Lotte, Reiniger, Reiniger. And she's one of the forerunners of stop motion animation. She used to use shadow cut figures, and she would basically articulate them so she could move them each time. So I highly recommend you checking her out. And this is kind of one. It's a tribute to her because she's kind of an unsung genius, and two, it's more of a conglomeration of different things from some different pieces of hers. Where I take trees from one piece and females from another, and then just kind of made up my own stuff in between, and just put it down on there. But you should definitely check it out. I'll write her name in the chat, and that way, if you guys want to research her, check out her films because they're really beautiful. They're really lyrical. They're just kind of sweet. They're kind of cool. And so I decided, since I always like to do influences that are kind of outside of the mainstream, I just threw her in there and hope more people discover her.
What
I
possessed
think
you
it's
to
terrific.
do the slat wood?
Because I went to the thrift store. Looking for stuff, and I found this weird little construction, and it had a little heart on it. And it said like "Heart is where the home is," really something lame. And it only said $20, and I figured that's cheaper than canvas in a frame, and it's a really cool little rustic-y kind of look. So I'm gonna do it on that.
Nice. That's a throwback to old timey Gargantua shows.
Yep, exactly.
Right on.
Yeah.
We got to another group.
Next,
Next.
is time for a blood cry yet?
No, Ken.
Ah.
Another 3.5 hours.
Atomic
Yeah,
Clock
no shit. Man, how boring is this?
Atomic.
Well, you are.
I just ran out of my nitro cold brew, so now I'm going to a Monster Energy just to keep up, so I can stay awake for this freaking boring freaking interview.
You need more energy, Kenny.
I know.
All right, let's get the excitement from Doug.
Oh,
the best
frame,
frame
Let's get
on
the
earth.
energy.
the frame kind of blended with the background, but it's kind of an atomic age frame that was created by Rob Roy. He does some cool frames.
Yeah, that's great.
So this is kind of a tiki modern. I like those mid-century sculptures. You know, I thought, what if it was a kind of a signage thing as part of a tiki hut, and kind of a dystopian lava flow situation.
Why is it dystopian?
I don't know.
You don't even know what that means, do you? Dystopian. It's not dystopian.
Or apocalyptic, whatever.
There you go. There you go.
Back Doug on dystopian. It's fucking
How is
floating
it
on lava.
What?
It's floating on lava.
This tiki
That's not dystopian.
It's not utopian.
Oh, jeez. Can I educate you, clowns?
I fucking talk, Jesus. This
Yeah,
place is so cool.
Fancy pants. It's a dystopian landscape. Come on, it's a freaking chaotic lava.
Tranquilizer in Kenny's monster drink.
Hey, come on, man. This is supposed to be a Gargantuas show. You guys are slacking off, man. I feel like I'm fucking supporting this whole thing. Come on. Come on.
So anyway,
if we could get a word in edgewise, we would.
Exactly. Shut the fuck up.
Quit being so dystopian.
So a dystopia is a
Whatever,
society
dude.
that's
Okay.
undesirable
So-
or frightening. If that's not frightening, I don't know what it is.
Oh my
It's
God.
frightening. That's not the meaning. Frightening would be a better analogy. Anyway,
Next, we got 3
Edith,
subjects to go.
Edith
Come on.
and Ethel, Edith and Archie, be quiet so Doug can talk.
This place is so yeah, really, no shit. This place is so cool, you can't even get to it because you got to get through the lava. So
calm down, Doug. Calm down. Take your meds.
All right, I think Ken clearly wants the stage, so let's.
No. I mean, he's used dystopian. No, go back to Doug's. Go back to Doug's.
Ken's desperate for attention. We'll give Ken
No.
You go ahead and talk, and then we'll come back to
man.
Doug.
okay, I used the wrong
If he breaks
word.
out his tap shoes, I'm leaving.
Well, this is nothing like a dystopian atmosphere. It's called space age bachelor pad. That's it. Let's go back to Doug.
That's it.
That's
I
it.
maintain that Doug's is definitely dystopian.
Apocalyptic.
I don't know if it's
whatever you want.
dystopian or not, but I want that as a room divider in my house.
I think it's filled with
Yes.
dread. It is good.
Okay, no more talking, Ken.
Okay.
Ever.
Oh,
Doug,
Here you go,
come
Doug.
on,
You have absolute silence.
Doug.
I already told you about it. What do you want to know?
It's beautiful. The frame is great. I love the Whitco-y kind of grains in it in the frame.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, buy the piece for the frame, please.
Yeah.
Yeah, not for the
That's what I'm hoping for. You know.
so is this one all pencil?
This one is pastel, pencil, and some marker.
Oh, just some beautiful textures happening.
Yeah.
What's the name of this
Will there be
bar?
prints of these, Doug?
Oh, this one I kind of phoned in the title. I need to rethink the title. So it was like a last minute meeting to get my titles to you. So I need to rethink that title. So
How about tropical modern dystopia?
there you go.
What's it called?
What is the title, Doug?
Oh, it's just Tiki Modern. Yeah.
That's the category.
Yeah.
No,
it's
the category is
Atomic Modern.
atomic modern. Right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Nothing wrong with that title.
yes.
That would be my favorite piece of the show. It's a phenomenal piece, Doug.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah. But the title,
Very, very nice.
Yeah. except
No
the
matter
title.
how much Ken hates it.
All right, Tom.
So this one I treated as almost like a immediate painting exercise, And I was thinking about the Piz, who we discussed earlier. So this is done in his style. It's a very sort of autodidactic, very immediate process. And the little dude up at the top left is something that I invented as kind of a logo for the show. And we were talking about putting it on the glassware that we did. And I really liked him as kind of a little icon. And so that's literally the only part of the whole painting that it's atomic for me. But the way that I shoehorned this into the group is this is an homage to one of my favorite exotica bands, the Martini Kings. The painting's called Free. And so, it's just a little Martini Kings gig at a little tiki bar place somewhere in the tropics with a rumbling volcano in the background and a little happy gecko.
Oh, it's dystopian.
Yeah. But that it's just very feelings based. That's all I got.
On the bottom left totally is like it just channels Piz. That's awesome.
I mean, this is a very Piz color scheme. And the characters have, the little goatee on the tiki, and the attitude of the tikis for me was very Piz. Piz would never have done a happy gecko like that, but whatever.
I think that this is inside of Doug's tiki hut that is sliding down the volcano.
Oh, it is inside.
Got the Martini Kings going at it,
Right. Yeah, there you go.
And they don't care. They're just jamming.
Yeah, in their dystopian world.
The world's ending, but yeah, we're having a good old time.
Well, I mean,
shout out to the Martini
swept
King.
up in the lava. You might as well, jam out.
Yeah,
go out in style.
I think the Martini Kings are on hiatus because Tony Marsico's touring with the Cruzados, which is his old post-punk band.
Yep.
Tony's awesome.
Martini
He's
Kings.
so funny.
Awesome. He was in the Plugs.
Remember him, Doug, when they played as the Coxman at Tiki Oasis or Mojave Oasis? That was awesome.
It was great.
That was fun. So here's Jane.
There's nothing more robot-y and atomic modern than Rosie.
True.
So I had to do Rosie, my little tribute to one of my favorite cartoons of all time, the Jetsons. Nothing too deep here. Just, do the colors match your sofa.
Stop this crazy thing.
Like a little detail here at the bottom, though.
Yeah, that's the best.
I hear the music. I hear the little motor of that.
All right, so that was Atomic Modern. On to number 5. This is Pulp Friction.
Oh, yeah.
So Pulp Friction is just basically a detective or exploitation or Pulp Fiction cover or comic book cover.
Yeah, it's pulp. It's cheap paper it's printed on. So that's where you derive the pulp part.
And Friction is just clever.
That's just a dystopian or something.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's just dystopian.
Everything's dystopian. Hey, everyone knows it's cool to be blue.
So one of my favorite awful movies this is 1957. There was that era of South Pacific exotica movies. This one is alternately sometimes called Tabunga and sometimes called From Hell It Came. It was originally called From Hell It Came, but I imagine that they had trouble with distribution with that name. But the story in a nutshell is this guy is framed for a murder, and they execute him in this tribal ceremony by stabbing him with a metal dagger, which I think is kind of funny. And then they bury him in a hole, and somehow he gets irradiated. The tree trunk gets irradiated, and so this this tree monster grows up and then and goes on a revengeful rampage, and so that's Tabunga the monster.
I think her bottom is smiling at me.
Yeah,
I love those little guys. Yeah, those are hilarious.
I mean, I don't think I is that a problem to have under butt cleavage?
No,
as long as you
kids, you know, I think you're good.
It's not really showing her naughty bits.
Yeah, exactly.
So I
As
think it's all right.
Ken would call it the dumper.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
the
on,
Dystopian.
the
The dumper.
tikis are from some tiki bar in Florida. Kim Bang took a picture of a cool looking tiki. Maybe it was at the Secret Tiki Temple. I'm not sure. Maybe
Some
she'll
dystopian.
chime in and tell us. Anyway, some dystopian hellscape.
I feel like the little booty cheeks are totally fine because
Yeah.
we also have we
Yeah,
got
it's
some
very
cleavage from Doug.
Whoa! Hey!
Woo, Doug, what's up?
The head.
We should
Look
put
at
a little
those headlights are on.
So this one's titled "Curse of the Stolen Tiki," and I put a Brady Bunch tiki on there. I was trying to decide what kind of tiki necklace to put on her. So I wanted to do more of a art piece than put a title on it, and if the title were across the top, it would say "Curse of the Stolen Tiki Idol."
But we're above titles.
And she was given this tiki necklace, and her life is just destroyed after that. So, all mayhem.
Oh, it's sad.
Sugar green.
Did you pose for this, Doug?
Yeah, just
He drinks a lot of soy.
It's a total coincidence that it looks just like Doug's ex.
Oh no!
Somebody asked her to sign the print of this one at the show.
Oh no!
Because that's not me.
Yeah, that's that's one of the ones that sold at the show.
Yeah, it's definitely
yeah.
It's definitely her. Whether you would acknowledge it or even know it.
Well, she should be flattered.
It's subliminal.
Yeah.
Was this
Another
the first
one?
one? There was like someone at the door at opening, and they were like, "I'm here to buy that one."
Yeah,
No, I
Sold before it opened.
pre-sold
I pre-sold it before the show started, but
by a very talented tattoo artist.
yeah.
Doug apparently doesn't want to tell you who bought it.
It's
Yeah.
What's her last
May
name?
LaRue?
LaRue. Yeah, May LaRue.
Oh, okay.
Lash's daughter.
Up in
Yeah.
San Francisco. Yeah.
We got another man of robotic nature. We got the Tin Man.
Oh yes.
Yeah, he's
So
not a robot.
this category was.
He's an actor in a
He-
costume and makeup.
Kind of
You
looks
know
like
what? Have a little. Embrace the inner child, Kenny. No, this is this category.
This is not the Tin Man I remembered from my childhood, James. This Tin
Yeah.
Man.
Nor hers.
So what is
No,
he trying?
this is right up my alley.
With that axe. What is he trying to coerce her into?
Hey, that's up to the viewer.
Okay.
Maybe she did something bad to him, and he's just trying to push her away. I don't know. But this whole pulp thing is kind of my thing. My website is car-noir.com. That's car-noir.com. So the whole noir thing is right up my alley. So this one was perfect for me. And I just, it's kind of fun to take, some of our childhood, memories and kind of twist them up a little bit, So that's kind of what I was trying to do with this one. And I love the old pulp detective novel covers and, like Kenny said, printed on the cheap paper. And, I love that stuff. So this one came pretty easily.
You nailed
the
this
idea and everything.
detective logo at cars.noir.com. Yeah, you did.
That's car-noir.com. Yes. That number again.
Exactly. Phones are waiting. Yeah.
We're here to answer your calls.
Oh, Tom, love Hidden Tiki Temple, but do not think those tiki statues are from there. Scotty is calling you being a liar.
I just texted Kim. I don't know if she's watching, but I just texted her to ask her what tiki bar it's from.
Yeah, Scott, you calling Tom a liar? Step outside, bro.
No, I'm not lying. I'm just mistaken.
Okay. Anyway,
Next.
Relax.
Gabe, your volume isn't on. It looks like you're just babbling. You're just going.
Oh,
There we go.
you guys are making point of my finger. No, I was going to say. You
Lecturing.
better show up at the closing reception of the Blood Cry of the Gargantuas.
Yeah.
We're going to have a Rock'em Sock'em game set up to go at it. Him against Tom.
All right. Yeah. When is the closing reception?
Friday, October, or no, March 20th.
March 24th from 6 to 10.
23 from 7 to 10, but we can do it 6 to 10. I thought we were going to go there early and just hang out or something.
It's 6 to 10. Simpleton.
6 to 10. All right.
Yeah, and it's what used to be the Portfolio Coffee in Long Beach at 4th and Junipero. And you can find all the details on Instagram at my page or Ken's page or you know, probably Doug. I don't know if Doug has posted.
Stay for the haunted bathroom.
What does that mean?
We have a haunted bathroom in between the Portfolio Coffee House closing down and us opening.
Tom.
Yeah.
2 men enter, 1 man leaves.
I'm sure sorry, but it's a haunted bathroom.
Don't mention that.
Yeah.
Why not?
And we're pulling up Ken's painting.
Well, you don't need to tell everyone there's a haunted bathroom. People
Well, it's more of a feature than a bug. Come on, dude. It's more of a feature than a bug. Don't you think?
Okay.
Anyway, this piece has a Doug-like title. Real simple, really stupid. It's called Atlantis, and it's basically an homage.
Real stupid.
Love you, Doug. Mean that. Anyway, this one's called Atlantis, and it's basically a splash page from an old Jack Kirby illustration. And Jack Kirby was
stupid.
it's basically one of the guys who basically created some of the greatest heroes and everything else of all time through Marvel Comics. And after he had went to Marvel Comics, he went to DC for a while. Then he went back to Marvel and did things like Captain America and the Eternals during the 70s. And that's when I was growing up. And I decided not to do a Jack Kirby character per se, but more of his environments, because those are what inspired me. His landscapes, his worlds, he would do like the subatomic world and everything like that. And that was really something that really affected me. So I did kind of a copy of the splash page, but I threw in a Moai and an Orongo Birdman to kind of make it cheeky a little bit. And so changed it and adopted it a little bit. But it was really fun looking at all of his brushstrokes and whatnot. It was really fun kind of trying to mimic those. And
I'm getting a very Lovecraft feeling from that green thing at the bottom right.
Bottom right. Oh, that little fist with a serpent wrapped around it. I mean, who knows if Kirby read even a Lovecraft, but he definitely inspired these other worlds that were these civilizations that were sunken down. And you know.
It has a Dagon feeling to me.
Oh, totally.
You really nailed the vibe, Kirby vibe.
Oh, definitely vibe.
It was fun. It was fun revisiting his pieces. I mean, I bought a few of his old new omnibuses, like of Commandi and a bunch of other guys, and just appreciated so much more. You can see so much more how this guy had such a brain, for another place, and for heroes and stuff like that. I mean, he definitely, I think, inspired a whole generation of us,
Right on.
That's it. Next one.
We still got 2 groups to get through.
Yeah. Come on, Gabe, we're slacking.
Yeah, we had.
We can do it.
No, maybe
it's all Gabe's fault.
It's always my fault. Yep. Marred and feathered. So
you like that title? It's kind of a pun on talk.
Kenny, that piece is pretty epic, Kenny.
Well, it's only because it's big.
Huh.
big equals epic, you know, but you need at least one epic piece for an art show, and you guys weren't bringing it, so, you know.
Speaking of epic, it looks so much better here than the way you hung it.
Oh, I know. I agree. It needs to be in a museum.
5 feet apart.
Why didn't you say something at the show?
I did.
Oh,
You
do
guys ignored me.
No, you didn't.
You said
Like,
Tom,
toe.
yeah,
girls,
Tom
girls,
is
people don't want to hear
commanding
that.
us. We finally just chased him away and sent him to work on the head hole, man. That guy's a freaking neurotic.
he was trying
Anyway,
to.
You know, the leveler, make sure it's all level. It's like, shut up, get out of here, go back. Yeah. And I think we did pretty good for, you know, without Tom's much
No,
help.
you did. Tell us about this piece.
Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. This is about 3 by 4 feet, and it's called Appearance of the Birdfish. And since our category, our theme was marred and feathered, it basically dealt with birds. So there's probably about 50 birds in there. But I was really inspired by a lot of the Papua New Guinea storyboards because they have this really kind of 1 to 2 inch depth, almost like Indian miniatures. If you look at those, they have this depth that's only about this thick. You know what I mean? It's like a stage kind of thing. And so I was really inspired by that. And I was really inspired by especially the storyboard we went and saw when we were in Melbourne. Remember at that museum, that huge one? That thing was just so incredible. So I decided to do one and throw it in color, and that was it.
How do you, so like you have this style where you just do these, you know, there's so much going on. There's so much to see and look at in every corner. When you're like designing one of these, how do you lay this out? Do you start with like the birds in the center? Are you just kind of like going and filling in the space, or are you?
It was originally I had bought it, and it was one of those old decoupage kind of maps. That's like a circle in the middle and like 4 circles in the corner, and it has that old like kind of 1600s kind of look, you know, of like the New World and stuff. And so I like that a lot. So I decided to just kind of center that with a main figure in the middle, and then 2 at the top, like a little kind of circle at the top, a little circle at the bottom. And then as I looked at the Papua New Guinea storyboards, I saw that a lot of them reflected hunts or village life. And so I decided to have like that village world going around it. And all of a sudden these birdfish, you know, kind of appeared. I wanted to put something that wasn't exactly Papua New Guinea mythology, but something that was kind of like a fantasy Pacific kind of culture. And so I kind of did that with it and just like had the village life around it, and all of a sudden this appearance happens. And I did a bunch of studies for it, and that's what came out. Next.
This is the cynical Ken Ruzic painting.
All right, James.
Oh, I don't want to follow that. Are you kidding me?
Really?
Oh, come
Too
on.
bad. You're gonna.
Well, you know, to me, Blade Runner is one of the most iconic films of all time. It's one of my favorite films of all time. And the first thing I thought of when we came up with the category of marred and feathered was, because I was applying the robot theme to everything, I was like Roy Batty holding the bird. But because I'm kind of a purist about things, I wanted to do something that was very well known by people. So I stole this frame from the movie and did my own design with it. You know, there's some subtle changes, but nothing too drastic. But I just really like Rutger Hauer as this character. Heck, I like Rutger Hauer in anything that he's in, but especially this movie. And of course, you know, that final speech that he gave, which he basically wrote himself about Tears in the Rain. And that's the title of this piece, Tears in the Rain, is just, you know, it's a moving monologue, you know. And I don't know, I just wanted to pay homage to that.
Have you read any Philip K. Dick, James? Because there's some awesome stuff in there that isn't in the movies that is just incredible. I mean, the guy was such a brain.
Oh, right on.
How'd you do all that lettering?
You know, I've done so much lettering in my life. I've got this one piece that's like nothing but lettering, and it's like 3 feet wide, and it's all like a magazine. Lettering, it's basically it just takes a lot of time. You know.
Yeah, because I saw that lettering and I was like, oh my god. Yeesh. Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes it.
And this lettering's it's not perfect. It's not meant to be perfect. It was like on a TV screen, you know.
Yeah.
So
looks pretty precise to me.
Yeah.
Well, thanks.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, Doug.
Oh boy, this one has no feathers.
That's why I'm laughing.
What?
You know why I'm laughing?
Because of the no feathers.
No, the title. Remember, we were doing that funny thing.
Oh yeah. So I went more with a bat. Is a bat considered a flying or a feathered? I guess not.
No, they're a mammal.
No, but it gives us a second bare butt in the show, which I think is good.
Yep.
Well,
it's smiling at me too.
I like the contrast between the ugly wings with the beautiful woman.
And rad background.
Yeah, that was
very psychedelic.
But that's all pastel. I struggled with that thing. I kept reworking it and trying to get some colors. I don't work a lot with reds, so that was fun to play with. So
push the envelope, if you will.
Yeah. Title of this one's Birth of Batgirl, but Ken hated that title, so that's why he was laughing. So she's kind of floating over this. I just wanted, again, it was another kind of beauty piece. It wasn't based on anything in particular. I just like the contrast of the ugly bat wings with the beautiful body kind of thing.
I like her butt.
You know what the background reminds me of?
What?
The background reminds me of those 70s stereos where they would change colored lights with the music.
Oh, totally.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Did you do that?
Yeah, it's groovy.
It's
very doing abstract backgrounds with detailed pieces in front of them. So I'm trying to get better at the abstract background stuff. It's
very dystopian.
Yeah.
You don't even know what that means, Tom.
when you use thick pastels, I love that texture. You know, you get when you do
the background is just gorgeous.
Yeah.
You didn't zoom in on the butt, Gabe.
Yeah, it was that juicy butt.
Let's do that. Yeah,
come on.
Realistically,
join us
here more, right? So
it's after midnight.
Yeah, come on, bring that up, back it up. Oh yeah, I like that.
Don't get too close.
Did you pose for this, Doug?
No, he had a for it.
Apparently, Doug poses for all of his.
He does, yeah.
That's what Doug's.
He's very shapely.
Yeah, I worked with a mirror in front of me. Yeah, for sure.
All right, 2 mirrors so you can see behind you.
Yeah.
Let's go from that close up of the booty to this close up here.
Yeah, nice caboose.
Kapow.
All right.
Oh.
So I'm a big fan of the dodo bird. He's like my spirit animal. And, I know that we all think of the dodo bird as being sort of uninteresting, gray, feathered looking thing, but I don't know. Maybe those ones are just sun bleached, Yeah. I feel like they might have been brightly colored plumage, Anyway,
maybe dressed up for a night on the town.
Yeah. So the idea here was that this is the homeland security of Rapa Nui, or Easter Island, as it's colloquially called. So we've got this Moai Kava Kava, which were the more humanist portraits, sculptures found on Rapa Nui. We're all familiar with the Moai. But the Moai Kava Kava is the writer. So he's coming down out of the hills to prevent some nefarious actions, to keep it from becoming.
Have those ribs on them almost like during that whole famine period of Easter Island. That's awesome.
Originally, you could see
ate that bird.
You can't really see it anymore. Anyway, and then the other sort of tip of the hat to bird, the the bird theme are the orango birds there on the rock at the bottom right. And there was a bird cult, a bird god cult on Rapa Nui. And that was sort of their, I don't know if it was a deity or what. They're not sure.
Yeah, Moai Tangata Manu is what it was called.
Those little bird dudes?
Yeah, Moai Tangata Manu. Birdmen.
Anyway. So Ken and Doug and I were going to plan a trip to Easter Island at some point. And
Ken's wussing out, though. He doesn't want to go.
yeah, so.
Dude, playing with you guys for 18 hours? Fuck that.
Anyway,
And plus, there's no galleries to sell work on Easter Island.
An adventure of a lifetime. Come on.
Hey, you've seen one giant 20-ton stone head. You've seen them all.
Right, exactly.
I've seen a few
guys can tell
more
us-
before.
The idea was that we were going to Kickstarter fund it and create work while we're there that people can pre-purchase.
And do live art out there in
Do some live plein
Yeah,
air painting.
I'd love is just going out there with a sketchbook and a watercolor pad. That would be awesome. But
yeah.
I don't know if enough
Well, I'll
people
take
want
Kenny's
us to
place
go.
if you guys want to go.
Will you guys
Hey,
crowdfund us? Say
I
in the
would
comments
crowdfund
you
that.
crowdfund us and we'll go.
All right.
We'll just have to make sure that we get Kenny a separate flight.
No,
No.
Kenny's out. I'm in.
No way.
All right. James is in.
Hey, you complain too much, Kenny. Sorry.
Yeah, he's a little bit of a whiner.
Yeah.
Shut your dystopian mouth, mister.
Your dystopian pie hole.
You're
Was that
dystopian.
Oh, we got one more group.
This is the final, right? This is the wild card.
All right.
Final
I
group.
believe.
Kenny, we're
Okay,
close,
this is Doug's idea.
we're
This
close
is
to
Doug's
doing the
wild
blood
card.
cry. The blood cry coming up
What?
after this.
Explain your theme, Doug, with more than one sentence.
What?
Explain the theme with more than one sentence.
This cabinet. Oh, it's from the movie Cabinet of Dr. Caligari, which is an awesome movie. So it was the non-Euclidean geometry, and it's a very
German expressionism.
German expressionism, and yeah.
Weimar Republic.
When was that movie made?
It's a silent film from
24, maybe?
yeah,
1924?
Yeah,
No
yeah.
shit.
About
Yeah.
the same time that Latte Reiniger chick was doing stuff. It
Yeah.
was a real creative time. It was right after the war. They just
We
went
tried
for
to
it.
watch it. We tried to watch it at an art jam, and it was completely unwatchable for me.
It was like
Well, yeah.
pretty much
Well,
ahead of its time.
you need, Tom. You need like explosions or boobs. Well, Doug definitely needs boobs in those movies.
Yeah, it's not my
Yeah,
It was
thing.
made in 1920.
Yeah.
1920 it was
Visually,
made.
I thought it would be an interesting
Thank you,
category.
James.
So I think we came up with some cool stuff.
I think it was.
I think one of us
I think
phoned
it's my
it in.
favorite category of the
It'd be
show.
Clearly obvious.
Who phoned it in?
Tom, when he added, he's like, "Oh yeah, those backgrounds of those movies are non-Euclidean geometry, so I'm going to throw in Lovecraft, like I did like 5 other shows."
I mean, I like Lovecraft.
I know that's my favorite thing
Hey.
about all our shows.
You know what? Artists can be inspired and take it down any road they want to go. That's why we're artists.
Yes.
Whatever.
Mixing Pee-wee Herman with
Yeah, so's your old man.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
And
so why?
try out.
So why Pee-wee?
Yeah, why
well,
Pee-wee?
well, I'm a fan of
Is
Pee-wee.
he dystopian or non-Euclidean?
What?
Is he dystopian or non-Euclidean?
It's a little of both. So his show had a lot of geometric angles and stuff, but it was brightly colored. So, and then, again, I like the mashups. You know, mixing. You know, Pee-wee's kids show was kind of light and fun, and I like the idea of taking a clip from the movie and mixing it with making it more of a dark, mysterious thing. With
You don't
Pee-wee.
see Wayne White designing that kind of background.
Say it again.
Wayne White was the guy that designed the set.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Yeah, so
right.
that background's a clip from the movie. This is a scene from the movie.
Nice.
So,
Doug, where do you get
Oh,
all your
that's
frames
great.
for all of these?
so this was another frame that Rob Roy did for me out of Ventura. He's usually at Tiki Oasis.
Yeah, he sells at Tiki Oasis.
Yeah,
His movie, Rob Roy, was really good.
Yeah, but he makes great frames. So this one, I kind of sent him a design of the frame. It's kind of based on those kind of 50s geometric, wacky frames, and he nailed it.
Very cool.
Yeah,
It's perfect for that piece too.
Yeah, it is. It's non-Euclidean.
So that's the piece. We were talking about lowbrow earlier. At the gallery, that piece is hanging where I don't know if it's a pizza stain or something's dripping off. I was gonna
Somebody threw a coffee at the wall.
It looks like the painting's bleeding, so I don't know what it's some
creativity seeping out, Doug.
Yeah.
By the way, speaking of bleeding paintings, a lot of these paintings are still available.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, all but one.
Yeah. All but the boobies one.
Go buy them.
Yeah.
So people, is there any way to purchase them if you're not local, or is it?
Yeah,
only for
contact
people
us.
that can come to attend?
Yeah,
you can
contact us via email, via PM or whatever.
Or for my paintings, you can go to my Instagram, and you can click on the painting that you want to buy, and it'll take you right to the purchasing details.
Nice.
You're a genius, Tom.
Wow.
Thanks for sharing that with us before the show.
Yeah.
And you guys always say Tom is the least prepared for these shows, and
not very smart. We usually think he's not very smart.
He's not, but he wants to sell his paintings.
He's more smart than dystopian, though.
Yeah. Not smart, but just greedy.
Not smart, but savvy.
Yeah, there you go.
Savvy is good.
So you're saying if you go to Instagram right now, you can buy this bad boy?
Yeah. It's a Disney parody, which talk about pandering. One would think that would have sold opening night, but go figure. Anyway, so my concept was I was rereading H.P. Lovecraft's Call of Cthulhu, and there's a couple things. They talk about non-Euclidean geometry. So
Explain to the audience.
So non-Euclidean Euclidean geometry is just the idea that everything makes sense. It's all sort of it follows a pleasing, comfortable, sensibility. Where non-Euclidean geometry doesn't make sense to us as humans. So when Relay, the city where Cthulhu, this elder god from another universe, is entombed, he lies dead sleeping, or sleeping and dead, or something like that, in this underwater city. And when it rises up out of the ocean, the geometry is something that defies human understanding. So that's what the French fries are in the background. But so that combined with the fact that they also in the Call of Cthulhu, they talk about the steamboat called the Alert, that the crew goes out to discover Relay. And who's everybody's favorite steamboat is Steamboat Willie. So I thought that was kind of a fun mashup. And there's that really, if you guys have seen Steamboat Willie, it's worth a watch. It's the first Disney cartoon with Mickey Mouse. And there's this obnoxious parrot or whatever he is on the back of the boat, and he's mocking poor Steamboat Willie. And so that's why he's going to get grabbed by Cthulhu first.
Oh.
And it's in black and white.
Yeah.
Steamboat Willie's in black and white. So I love that you painted it in black and white.
So yeah, that's why the whole painting's essentially in black and white. Then, I wanted to give it an ominous feeling. As you can see, there's little tiny hints of warm color in Cthulhu. Actually throughout the whole thing. So I wanted to really give you a kind of disorienting blast of color with that stormy sunset.
It's like that black and white remake of it. Have you seen that, Tom? Remember that?
Yep.
Yeah. Where it got
Super
that
cool.
nice, beautiful feeling. Yeah. That's a great mashup of those two.
Thank you.
But I might just be biased because I'm a Lovecraft fan.
Yeah.
All right, James, I think this is your last piece.
It is. You know, it's funny. I enjoyed listening to Doug talk about his piece because at the show we didn't really have time to chat with each other. We were talking with, you know, customers and people. But you know, you start thinking about one thing and it leads to another thing, which creates this mashup in your head. And because I had been thinking about robots, and I've seen the Cabinet of Dr. Caligari. I saw it in art school, and I watched it again recently. And all I kept thinking about was how Conrad Veidt, who plays this somnambulist, I just kept thinking, oh, he's like, because of the black outfit, he reminded me of Edward Scissorhands. And so it automatically created this mashup in my head of the two films. And then I had to go back and watch Edward Scissorhands because I'm like, well, is he a person or is he a robot? But if you watch the opening scene to Edward Scissorhands, he's built. He's a robot. He's mechanical. And so I felt free to use him.
I didn't get that.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember, so I went back and watched the movie again, and yeah, he's in over the opening credits. They're building him, and if you remember the story, the doctor didn't have time to build his hand or attach his hands that he had built.
That's right.
So that's what he has.
These were all going out and stuff, and then he died. Yeah, Vincent Price. Once he died, that was it. That was
he
sad.
wasn't. It's been a while since I've seen that movie. He wasn't like a Frankenstein built from parts of other people, so it was more he was.
They never talk about that, about like what he was built from, but there's definitely like an assembly line thing going on in the opening credits and stuff.
And
but
why
I enjoyed
hands. Why don't you just give him nice hands? I mean, how are you even going to shake hands with the guy when you create him?
He just explained
very
that.
carefully.
What kind of a sick fuck was Vincent Price? That's all I want to know. What is his problem?
Explain that plot device.
Yeah.
What's that?
Just explained it.
I think Vincent Price was quite dystopian in his thinking.
But I enjoyed painting this piece in black and white. And like Tom, it's, you know, a black and white painting can be very interesting if you let some color from an underpainting show through. And so on that piece, you can see some like warm underpainting coming through on it.
Nice.
And plus that whole drama of those films. You know, those films had those great shadows and that great mood. I mean, you totally captured that perfectly.
Is there a scene in the movie
Thank
similar
you.
to this, or was it taken from?
Yes, it's Conrad Veidt has kidnapped this girl.
Okay.
And he's carrying her away.
Right.
And so I kind of mashed up Edward and Conrad Veidt.
Yeah. Nice.
Tom is kind of a somnambulist, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
Wandering around, sleep.
Murdering.
A dystopian somnambulist.
At least. Don't say murder.
I'm excited. We're all done with the categories.
We're not quite. We have one more.
We
Yeah,
do.
is
Not-
it
not
nap
one more
time?
category.
We're all
One
going to
more
talk
piece.
when Ken's trying to describe it too.
Yes. Make sure you give him no moments of silence.
Yeah, please.
Well,
I know. I'm really disappointed. I'm really disappointed with the harassment in the
I
chat.
don't know what you're saying. I can't hear you. You're talking too much. It's too hard.
Well, this one's called The Staircase. And basically,
Tom, what's that on that shelf behind you there?
and it's pretty easy because I just basically love the whole angles and the oppressive atmosphere of that of the backgrounds and the stage backgrounds of Dr. Caligari. You know, that whole expressionist where they
Glad
take
you guys are getting away from tiki work.
Yeah. This one's really tiki, and this one basically was inspired by all these different shots I took at the Inferno Room when I first arrived there last year. When I went there, I got there and I basically had to stay there until like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning until I could stay over in the manager's home to sleep. And so basically I was just there with nothing to do, and I didn't have a sketchbook, and so I just started wandering around taking pictures in this kind of tired, worn out state. And a lot of them were of the staircase area because Chris and Ed really crafted this place so well with authentic Papua New Guinea masks and the way they crafted the stairs with little skulls on them. And so I decided to convert that into what it would be like if it was in one of those films. That's it.
I love the colors. Really beautiful color.
It's done on a black suede matte board instead of velvet, because velvet bows too much, and I hate it. When you work on it, it bows down a little bit. When your brush hits it, it goes like this. But black suede matte board is like flat, and you can put it on a surface, and you can like scumble it or whatever you want to do. And so I basically did it with that.
Gives you a similar effect. Yeah, that's groovy.
Yeah, similar effect for less trouble. So I call it poser velvet. Next.
Did you have reference, Ken, for all of these?
Yeah, weren't you listening? I just said I went in there and took photographs at it.
Oh,
what kind of host are you, man? Don't even listen to your people.
You know.
Okay,
I
true.
Talk over him.
I love how Tom is just.
You're hoping we talk over him.
All right, so we got to talk about these, right? So you guys, you have a closing reception coming up. I think you said Friday. Did I listen correctly on that? On
yes.
Friday? This is
so
you guys each design
Friday from 6 to 10. This is a set of custom 3-color Mai Tai glasses that we were presenting on a custom flight board created by Buzzy from San Diego. And the idea was that we did a 3-color Mai Tai design, glass design, and we each picked our color scheme. So they're 2 colors and gold shimmer, which makes up the colors of these glasses. So left to right, that's the James Owens design, the BigToe design, the Ken Ruzic design, and the Doug Horne design.
So we each took a different tiki, like I did Marquesan, and yeah, so each just did a different tiki style. And Tom,
James did Maori, right? And then Tom did Hawaiian and did Papua New Guinea. And they're all signed on the bottom. Fancy. Dystopian, you might say.
Yeah, the flight board's nice. It makes for
if we knew what it meant.
Yeah.
I might just look it up right now so we get a definition before we leave.
There you go.
I don't want to know. It's too fun not knowing.
Just look
It's
at
too
Doug's
much fun
painting.
using it wrong.
Doug's
What's
painting
that, Tom?
perfectly shows what dystopian means.
Yeah.
All right,
Now
so
I'm really confused.
I pulled this up so that we have the so obviously the opening reception has already came and
Yes.
passed, but
But
Friday
the closing is March 24th.
from 6 to 10.
Oh, I got the
Will the
definition.
Bamboo Club be back, Tom?
What's that?
Will the Bamboo Club be back on Friday?
Bamboo Club will be back on Friday to make delicious cocktails. They did a phenomenal set of 3 custom cocktails that were inspired by the show. There's like a bloody cocktail, a reddish colored cocktail. There's a grog that's like a Gargantua grog. And then I can't remember what the other spicy cocktail was.
I think it was called
They were delicious.
Yeah, I feel like that was the best part of the show was the cocktail program.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely better than the art.
From
Let's
Dustin
have
out at the Bamboo Club. Shout out.
We also have our entertaining head hole, which you showed at the beginning.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is a
I
lot
can
of
pull it
fun.
up.
Yeah.
Pull that sucker up.
Yeah. If you don't come for the art, just come for the head hole. Shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Box.
we'll also have merchandise, so you can get prints and tiki mugs and all sorts of nonsense. Yeah, so come show us your best battle face.
Yeah. Oh, here I
These
got.
guys were scaring me.
Yeah.
Shut up. I love how you went on the side just to put your hat on in the head hole. That's awesome.
Yeah, man.
That cracked me up.
I don't think Jim knows how to do it. His Hawaiian
No,
shirt.
Jim's definitely an amateur at the head hole. Look at this
Hey,
shirt.
It was my first time.
His
It was
Hawaiian
my first
shirt.
It was your first head hole?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no Hawaiian shirts in battling.
Oh, no, look at that. Come on, amateur.
There's probably not any glasses either, but
Tom's got the best face in that one. Tom and Doug are just fucking raging. That's awesome.
I don't know why I'm stabbing myself in the head though. What is happening in the right to the head?
Kenny looks like the Harry Carey guy.
I like Ken's face.
Oh, it's kind of deer in the headlights.
Yeah.
Yeah, finally, I
What's
got
that in your hand there, Doug?
a sword. Oh, a tail.
Oh, hey, it's a family show, Doug.
Zoom in on Kenny.
I think we floored Ken.
Wait a minute. That's Harry Carey on Saturday Night Live.
Exactly.
Glory.
He looks nice.
Looks like I'm stabbing myself in the head too. What the hell?
I think you guys just couldn't stand each other any longer. So, after 9 years, you're just putting
Oh.
yourselves out of your misery the only way you know how.
We're boring
All right,
Ken.
It does look like himself in the head.
Right, here you go. Relating to or denoting an imagined state of society where the great suffering or injustice, the dystopian future of a society bereft of reason. That's
See,
the definition.
I'm sorry,
of a-
were you talking?
Deeper than you
What?
thought. No.
Yeah, so Doug was right.
An imagined world where society is dehumanizing fearful lives. Did Pee Wee
Okay,
lead
so-
a dehumanized fearful life? No.
So what you're
Pee-wee.
saying is you owe Doug an apology.
Pee-wee,
No, I would say Doug owes me an apology.
that's a different piece, dude. Pee-wee was a different one. Jesus Christ.
Dude, Bamboo Club, after the closing out in the parking lot, will
What?
settle this like men.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah! Yeah!
At this,
Hey,
at the
guys,
club.
blood cry yet?
We're gonna do our battle cry.
I think so. Blood cry, not battle cry. Get with
Blood cry. Sorry. Our dystopian cry.
Yeah, let's do dystopian blood cry. All right, audience, you're going to do it with us, okay?
I don't know if Gabe is ready for this.
Okay, ready at the count of 3. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3. Fuck you guys, come on.
Just Kenny? Literally just Kenny. And then, I don't know, Doug did like a little squeak at the end.
Yeah, that kind of was
Jim didn't do anything.
Who
Jeez,
You
squeaked?
didn't get my text I sent you. I sent you and Tom a text. And when we do the blood cry, don't do it. Let Kenny do it.
Man, what the hell?
Doug just did my blood cry, so I don't have to do it.
Yeah, you guys were loud enough for the 4 of us.
There you go. Scotty in the chat gave us a rar, which is good, but that's it, man.
That's the kind of excitement you can expect.
It's like
at the
James.
close of
James
the
is the only
session.
actor here, and he's not emoting for us.
I know. Come on, James. Let's hear it.
I'm caught in a trap. Woo! How's that?
7.
Oh, man.
All right.
That was
And
the
there you
root.
have it, guys.
I like the statement that the chat group has been very disappointed this time. I'm very disappointed in them.
Wait, hold on. Where's Gabe's blood cry?
Harassing, hardly any harassing.
Yeah, Gabe, we didn't hear you.
Right.
Where's your blood cry?
Hey, Ken, can you do me a favor?
Don't
What's
change
that?
the subject. Nope.
Can you look up
Yes?
the definition of dystopian?
Yeah, I did.
Good.
Hey, write it out before. Where were you? Were you sleeping then too?
That's my
He's
joke.
ignoring us.
That's my
He's
joke.
so bored by us. He's ignoring us.
Worse than my
That's-
last ones.
That's his blood cry.
Yeah.
Yeah, when are
That
we
was a
gonna do this
vicious
cry?
blood cry.
I'm gonna go home. I'm after this. I'm just gonna cry tears of blood because how lame this fucking interview
Aren't you
was.
already home?
Not yet.
Aren't you already home?
Yeah.
He's in the parking lot.
So
Yeah.
our art is a lot more interesting than we are in person.
Yeah.
So
You got
please
that
come
right.
out to the closing reception
Pretty
and
much.
buy our art.
Yeah, please.
Friday,
Support your local artists.
Retro Row in Long Beach from 6 to 10. We'll have our art. We'll have tiki mugs. We'll have some prints. We'll have
Lots
some
of
delicious
prints.
cocktails and some good company. Head hole.
So
Yeah,
I think
and the Fonz is going to show up, so check that out.
Isn't that the
And
fourth Friday?
ask about our haunted bathroom that we're
One at
not
a time,
supposed to.
boys. One at a time.
Is the fourth Fridays that night?
Yeah, it's also fourth Friday, so get there at the early end to get parking because it's going to be a madhouse.
Because there's like shopping and
Yeah.
I figure we'll show up early to sketch books and just hang around or something.
Yeah, there's usually a bunch of streakers. It's crazy.
And across the street, supposedly they have the best pastrami burrito. That's what we were told.
Mm.
Yeah, but they don't have a haunted bathroom.
They have the only pastrami burrito.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you can go eat the burrito and then go across the street and unload it in our haunted bathroom after you're done.
And if you only have time to do one, skip the art show, get the burrito.
Yeah.
Nonsense.
Exactly.
Have your
Come
priorities.
for the drink, stay for the art.
Yeah. So that's our pandering. We're kind of, that's about it. We shouldn't pander too much. It'll look pathetic.
If you want to leave comments after the show, please give us theme ideas for next year. Our big 10th anniversary, we'll have all the old artists back. Candy, Thomas Fernandez, Susie Mosher, Brad Parker, James Owens, McBiff, along with Doug, Ken, and Tom. Maybe one special new artist? I don't know.
Maybe.
Drew Struzan?
Maybe Drew Struzan.
There you go.
If that thing on his face is cleared up.
What?
All right.
The Cthulhu on his face.
Yeah.
Poor
No,
guy.
bigger name than Drew Struzan.
Whoa.
You should go see a doctor about that shit in your ears, James. I see these little white stuff pouring out of your ears.
I'm going to leave that one alone.
Does that make
All right,
you a
guys.
someone?
On
It's a
that
family
note,
show.
I think
On
it is
that
time.
note.
It's been an absolute pleasure, guys. Seriously, I know sometimes you're creating art and it's hard to know how far your art travels and what it means to people, but your art means a lot to a lot of people, collectors. And I got into Tiki through Trader Sam's, but it was Trader Sam's and then you guys. And that's why I created a website. And
Cool.
so, seriously, it's been an absolute pleasure talking to you guys. And I still haven't gone through this legendary realm bowl, but the next time. So, guys, go see it. The closing reception this Friday. Go buy some art. You can buy Tom's on Instagram. Everyone else, you got to message them.
Yeah,
true.
Sorry. But
Thanks
get some
for
art.
having us, Gabe.
Yeah,
Support the
thank
artists.
you, Gabe.
Yeah, thank you,
Yeah,
Gabe.
thanks a
I
lot.
appreciate it.
This has
Thanks,
been a
Gabe.
blast.
Cheers,
Thank
guys.
Cheers.